Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the Happy Eggplant. I like how it turned out, the cute little hat that they usually have. It's a little maybe exaggerated with the leaves, but I kind of like it this way, so that's what I'm doing. And of course they're just they're almost kind of straight and flat with just a big bottom to them. It's a little flat on the bottom, but that helps so it'll stand up, so which I think is kind of neat with the Happy Foods. In total, it's right around 332 bands or so to create this, and then a couple more for the cheeks and depending on what you do with the eyes and the mouth and stuff. For the green, it's 102 bands, and for the body, it's 230 bands. So I'm going to use I guess it's deep purple from Rainbow Loom to make it this time. This is purple jelly. I think it fits pretty well because they're usually kind of shiny and cute. So we'll get started. Start with the eyes. Explain the eyes and the cheeks first. And stay. If you're going to do the eyes with beads, I use 7mm pony beads. Cat here. And how we make those is find my wire. I use a piece of wire bent in half into a V, but you can use string, thread, fishing line, bread tie, anything that you can get into the V shape. And then take 2 bands, the color of your eggplant, put them in the middle, and then thread them through your beads. Get it in the center, and then take that out. So that's a beaded eye band. You'd have to make 2 of them if you're going to use it that way. And then if you don't have any beads, or if you want to, you can use a band for your eye. So you just take your band, put it on your hook, wrap it around once, grab both sides, wrap it around again, and then you'll take 2 bands and pull them through the bands on your hook. So that would be your eye. And you'd make 2 of these. Then we have our cheeks. And to make those, it's the same as the eye. You just take your color of your cheek, put it on your hook, wrap it around once, then take both sides, wrap it around again, and take 2 bands and pull them through, like so. My hook, a little finish is coming off of it. So that's what the sparklies are. So we're going to start by making the leaves first, and I have pre-made 4 of them. They're not super hard to do, so, and you can fit, I think, 4 on your loom at one time. So after I show how to make this, then you want to pause it and make your 4, and then just kind of set them aside for now. So regular loom setup, take 1 band. These are all single banded. Go up the loom 2, and then go towards the center. I'm doing the left side, do the same thing on the right side. Then we're going to kind of make little arrows in the center. And one up here as well. And then we'll go straight up the center. And then a cat band. I wrap mine 3 times around. So you can fit quite a few more of these on here, on your loom at once. So just make it a little easier, you can do that. It's a pretty simple setup. It's similar to how I made the other leaves, so hopefully it won't be too hard there. I'm going to turn my loom around. We'll go in through our cap band, grab the top band, which is part of the single chain, and go up the center. Then we'll loom out our little arrows. Like that. Then we'll come back to the cap band and loom up our sides. So pretty simple, not too bad. Then what we're going to do is take our hook, and instead of going like down through one and then pulling it up and going down through the other one, we want these to kind of, how we pick them off of here will make it so that they point down when we put them on the design. So how we want to take these off the loom, doesn't really matter if you're right or left-handed, just so that you do the same motion. But if you come up underneath on one side, through the end, take them off, and then go down on the other side, take them off, and then pull them off of the loom. You'll kind of notice if you look at it, just stretch it out. So like on one side, it kind of looks like there's a little pocket, and then on the other side, it kind of bulges up. So that's why we're taking off that particular way. So now what we're going to do is take 2 bands and pull it through. And then, like I said, you'll want to make 4 more. Eggplants have 5 leaves that I've, at least from what I can tell, because it's a petal that grows and turns into it and then has all the little leaves on the top. So, which kind of makes it complicated because we're going to start with 8 pins, so we kind of space them around the loom a little bit weirdly, but it won't be too bad. So you want to pause the video and make more of these. We're going to work on this end of the loom down here, so just store them up here so you have 5. So I'm going to leave this on my hook and I'll start with the rest of this. And what we're going to do is we want to have the top side up. What we're going to do is put one end of this. We try not to twist the bands either. Hold on, I'll show you better. So the band goes open. I'm going to put one end on a pin, just kind of towards the middle of the loom. Then I'm going to stretch around a pin and put another one right here. So it's like this. We have our bumpy side up and the pocket side down. And I'll grab another one here. And because, like I said, we're going to work this on an 8-pin design, so these 3 here and then the 2, obviously 5 leaves don't fit quite right around 8 pins, so we're just going to kind of vary them as we go around. So the next one, though, make sure you're not twisted too much. I'm going to start it back here in between, so right where there's nothing, it's not connected to the pin but it's wrapped around. And I'll wrap this around onto this pin, like that. So that's 2. Next one, going to put this one, make sure your bands aren't too twisted. Just because I picked this up, I'm going to put it on the other side first. This one, I'm going to start right here on the end of this, wrap it around the pin, and bring it right here. And it really doesn't matter a whole lot how you get these on here, just so that there's kind of around the 8 pins. So if you're kind of like, it's just not, doesn't make sense to me, or it's kind of twisted, just so that they're on an 8-pin design here. So my next one, make sure that top is up. I'm going to put this one, let's see, we'll overlap this one. I'm starting in the middle, over here with this leaf, and I'm going to pull it up 3 pins. So it's like that. And then the last one, turn my loom around so the way it's pointed here. Last one, get it straight, and it's going to go on the end here, and come around that pin, and come on the end here. So kind of looks like a turtle right now. I just realized that. I don't think I put them on quite this way before. So, but yes, looks like a turtle. So, again, we want the loom facing with our little U's towards us. The face is going to go on this side, so as you're putting on these, I put a few more kind of towards the front, but not a whole lot because we don't want them to like cover the face too much. But so, like that. Now what we want to do is put on our pins in the center. So these are going to be 2 bands, and we're going to make like half starburst patterns on each end. So starting in the center, we'll go out to the 4 pins around on this side. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Like that. And we want a cat band on this pin up here. Be 2 bands. I'm going to do it 3 times. So now, here's the part that might be a little tricky. We want to flip our leaves over before we loom them out. So how we do that is on, it might not even be on every pin. I don't know if I hit every pin this time. I did. So we want to flip over any of the leaf bands only over on top of the bands we just laid. So like here's 1 on this pin, so I'm going to flip that over. Then over on this pin next to it, there's 1 again. This one down here on the end, it actually has 2. So flip those over. Then this one on the other side has 1. This one has 1. And here's 1. And there's also another one, which I should have flipped first. Make it a little easier. Flip this one first, then flip this one. And then on, I don't think there's one, so I don't have anything on this pin right here on the end, so I don't have to worry about it. So now you just want to make sure that the only thing on your pins that's actually connected, because these are wrapped around, is anything that came off of this center pin. So there I just have a band, just the 2 bands, except for here. It's always good to check. Guess I didn't get it all the way around. So like that. Make sure that, like I said, there's only just the 2 bands from the top. Now when we do that, it kind of distorts these top bands. It's still going to be the same process that we always do before, where we're just going to go in through the end cap, grab the top 2 bands, and pull them back towards themselves. And go back in, next 2 bands, pull it back towards itself. And keep going around like that. And then we do need to stretch our cap band down to this pin down here. So, might be a little tight. Move these bands around the pin to help kind of reduce some of that pressure. And then we want to loom out this side as well. So now everything should be loomed out. Your leaf bands should be just connected to the inside. Now what we want to do is make our stem. And how I made mine was 2 bands on my hook, wrap them around once, grab both, wrap it around again, 2 more bands, wrap it around the hook, grab it tight, and pull through, back on the hook, and 2 more. Same process, double it, pull it through, and 2 more. Pull them through, and the last one is going to be 1 band doubled, pull it through, and now we want to attach this. And we're just going to attach it on the top bands here. So I'm going to put it across these 2 pins here. So I'm going to pick up the top bands, pull one end of my stem band over, so it looks like this. Replace the bands back on the hook, and then we turn it around, stretch it across, grab the top bands on the other side, pull them off, pull them through our stem band, and then put them back onto the pin. So now our stem band is in the center. So now what we want to do is flip all of these up over towards the center. So once we have that, push these down so they're secure. So all the way around you should just have the kind of 8-pin starburst bands there. And now we're done with the green. Now what we need to do is we need to puff all of these out. We didn't drop the bands for them because the leaves were in the way and it would have just been too much stuff on the pins. So what we're going to do is just, you go in through the 2 bands, or all 4 of the bands there, take 2 of your eggplant color and pull them up, put both ends on your hook, pull it off the pins, and replace. And you're going to do that all the way around. Kind of like how the deep purple look and feel. They're supposed to be an opaque band, but they're definitely more jelly feeling, but they're not, it's not quite the same as actual jelly ones. Plus they're bright, which I like. Bright for a dark color. I actually already filmed this once, and then my camera, when I went to stop it, because it only records so much at a time before it just quits by itself, so I stopped before it gets there. But my camera froze and it would not save what I had already filmed, so I had to start over. So I'm a pro. How many times I've made this thing. So we have everything puffed all the way around. Get all my extra stuff out of the way there. All the way around it's puffed. So now we're going to do a row around with the eggplant. I guess everything now is just the purple color, so I don't have to worry about switching anything. 2 bands. We're just going to go around the outside. Like that. Then we're going to flip over the bottom 4 bands, which are just the puffing bands that we had before. Flip them over the top of the pin, all the way around. Like so, push everything down. We're going to do another row just like that. So 2 bands all the way around. Like so. I'm going to flip over the bottom 4 bands again. Alright, so now we are going to increase this corner up here and this corner down here. So what you're going to want to do is pick up the top 2 bands and then just pull it up here. And that's all. Down here though, I'm going to pick up the top 2 bands and just pull them up here. So just like that. I should say that if you've laid your bands differently because you're right or left-handed or something, when you pick this up, you want to see where it's coming from, and it should be coming from kind of the pin. Like the band will go to this pin, and then the bands over here will go to there. So we're not crossing anything for the expansion, for the increase. So we're going to do another row. So I'm just going to start here, go around, and include in our increase. Like so. So it'll be 4 bands here, 4 bands in the center right here, 4 bands, and then where we increased it's just going to be 1 band. 4 bands on the end, 4 bands over here, and there, and then 1 band. And push those down. We're going to do another row around. Let's see if this will pop up yet. There we go. Make do. So let's do that row. So all the way around again. So we'll flip over the bottom 4 all the way around. Like so. Now we're going to increase again. We're going to increase the corner, the opposite corners that we from before. So you want to go in here and pick up the top 2 bands. But this time when we pick them up, they're coming from this lower band, or lower pin, at least mine are. So what we want to do is leaving this on the hook, just kind of put your finger over it, grab these bands that are still on the pin, take them off, and move them up to the pin up there. Then what's on your hook, put that back on the pin we just removed the other one from. So we just kind of switched them around as we did that. Then while we're up here, grab these bands that are on this pin and pull them up a pin, like that. And then on the other end, grab the top 2 bands, and we'll see again that they're coming from the lower pin, so we can't stretch it because then we're crossing. So again, put your finger over your hook, or over your bands on your hook, go in and grab the other ones, bring them up to the next pin, and then the ones that are on your hook, put those back onto the pin. And then again, move these up a pin. So now we're working on a 12 circle. 12 pin circle. So we're going to do another row all the way around. 2 bands. Like that. Then we're going to flip over the bands. Where we increase, there will only be 1 band to flip over. Or it's 2 bands, but I call it 1 band. I don't know why. So 4 bands here on the end. 4 bands. 4. That's for my rug. My cats, I think, are swimming in my bands when I'm not around. They just go and shake off all their fur. We shaved the one, but somehow manage. Alright, so now we're going to do our eye row. Push all your bands down. So we're going to go all the way around, but when we get to right here in the front, we're going to put our eyes on. And I think I lost an eye. There it is. So 2 bands. there, and then we'll have our eyes. And the other eye. And then around the rest of the way with 2 bands. Like so. Now flip over the bottom 4 all the way around. Like so. Next is our cheek row. Push everything down. So you need your cheek bands. So 2 bands over 2 pins, 3 pins. And our cheeks will go right by our eyes. Like that. And then all the way around with 2 bands. That. And flip over the bottom 4 all the way around. Like so. Now we want to put the mouth on. So a black band or whatever color you want for the mouth on your hook. Wrap it around once into a figure 8. Then you're going to come in between the eyes and the cheeks here on these bands. Put your hook down. Pull these bands off the pin. Slide your mouth band down. And then replace it back onto the pin. And I got nail or something, so sorry about that. Push everything down. Now we're going to do another row. 2 bands all the way around. Like that. Flip over the bottom 4 all the way around. Normally I remember to mute my phone when I'm doing this. But I guess I forgot this time. So yes, I do use my phone to record my tutorials. It works. I don't have to waste money buying an expensive camera that I will be afraid to take out of my house or to leave within children's reach. So we're going to have another row around. Two bands all the way around again. I remember being a kid and always wondering why, like, my grandparents had all this nice stuff in their house, and then, like, at our house, I had 4 brothers and sisters growing up, so 5 kids. All of our stuff, you know, my mom would always want to get new stuff, but she's like, I'm waiting till you all move out of the house. I really understand that concept now, so 2 bands all the way around, flip the bottom 4. So yes, once all my children are grown and out of the house, which will be like another, maybe, if I'm lucky, 17 years, then maybe we'll have some new furniture. Or have those expensive toys that I don't have to worry about the children breaking them. Just my husband. Alright. So now we are going to reduce the ends a little bit. So this pan up here and the one down here. So you go in through here, grab the top 2 bands, pull them up, see where they're coming from, and mine are coming from the left, so they're going to cross over to the right. And then the other ones will go to the left. Same thing down here, grab the top 2 bands, and they're coming from the right, so they're going to cross over to the left, and these will go to the right. So we're going to have another row around, 2 bands, and when you get to the end, it's just kind of a long stretch across the back, or the side, I guess how you looked at it. Like so. So on the ends, you're going to have that reducing band to flip over, and then the bottom 4 under that. And there'll be 4 on the sides. And then the end, reducing band, and the 4 below. On the other side, reducing band, and the 4 below. And there's 4 through the middle. Then we have the reducing band and the 4 below. So that is our eggplant. So now what we want to do is get this off the loom, and how to do that, we want to get everything on a hook, like if you have the latch hook, just kind of going around the circle with your hook and collecting everything on there. You can thread through, make a big long chain with your bands. Make a big chain with your bands and weave them through. Most of you who are watching these have seen my other tutorials, so you kind of have an idea what you need to do. I wonder if that would cut my bands. Not good. So I'll use a different one. Let's go rub that one on something. So I'm going to do this with the Rainbow Loom hook, and hopefully it's not a catastrophe. I'm going to take my hook and I'm just going to go all the way around till I have everything on here. If you have a latch hook, I would recommend that. So, might go out of camera here for a moment, I apologize, but we're attempting, get off there, the impossible. Voila! It's all on there. I made it. So now would be a good time if you wanted to stuff it. There's a little hole right there, you could do that. Two bands to close. I'm going to take them, put them on the end of the hook, and just start weaving it around. If I point my hook down, and I shouldn't snag too many of the other bands. Like so. Both ends back on the hook. Pull the bands through. And look at that. It's closed. And fix your top leaves. I'll tuck that bottom in a second. Make sure it's tight. I'm pretty impressed that worked. I was kind of fully prepared to like have to redo that part. So that's cool. Fixed his mouth so he's a little happier. Yeah, it's better. So, you may have to, like, the leaves up here, I fixed them so that the leaves look good, but if they poke up too much, if you go and take your hook and put it in through the top, or through the leaf bands here, all of them. Basically you're threading through where the other band is already, and just kind of rotate them so that when you take your hook out, they'll be pointed down. So you just kind of do that all the way around. That was the only other thing I noticed, that you want them to point down next to the eggplant body. Like that. So I'll fix those too, but pretty adorable. I like it. I can't decide which side I like better, because this side, or this one is actually probably more spot on color, but we'll see. But I hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying to, still hitting all those requests that people are giving me, and this was definitely one of them. I think it's pretty cute, so I am pleased. And the requests that people are giving me, you're still giving them to me on my YouTube videos, which is awesome because I can read them on there, and I usually add them, or I don't usually, I do add them to my board for the ones to do in the future. But because I've kind of been overwhelmed with comments lately, I've just been liking them so that you know that I've read it, or kind of stopped by to see it, but I haven't been responding. It's on my list or things like that. So if I've liked your comment, I've read it, I've, you know, sometimes if you ask a question that's yes or no, if I give you a thumbs up, then that means that I've read it and yes. If you're asking specific questions, I'm definitely answering those, but just trying to keep up but still be able to keep in contact with everybody, because that's important, and I think, and I enjoy that part. So, little side note, I guess. But if you make these guys, I would love to see them. You can share them with me on my Facebook page, which the link is in the description. or on my Instagram, which is at Crafting Fantastic. And then if you would like to know when I have more tutorials coming out, subscribing to my channel is always a good thing to do. And of course you can hashtag these to feelinspiffy happy food, so you can share them that way as well. But I'm glad that everyone is still enjoying these. They're fun, they're cute, different. I'm enjoying making them, which is important to me. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. It really means a lot to me, and I will have more tutorials for you soon.